And on the other side, they've got range already on the Senna. They're going to add potentially some poke here as BDD.
Oh, this is what I wanted. I was daring to believe that maybe Perfect has got something a little bit more aggressive planned into the Gnar, and there it is, the Camille, one of the oldest of the counter picks into the Gnar. And of course, both of these champions, many iterations. In game number 1, KT, bit of greed, but also a whole host of power. Let's jump onto the Rift for game number 2.
DRX, 하나, 둘, 셋!
DRX fighting!
KT roster, 하나, 둘, 셋!
KT roster fighting!
Woo! Command protect and then just walk at them.
That's also a cool strat.
It is a fun one, but it's not the high skill version. Do a bit more with the command attack available, especially if you pick your orb up when you are trading.
Atlas is very specific about the things he likes about Orianna.
I am.
Especially if it has something to do with Rage Blades.
Indeed. Thank you very much.
From the teleport.
As perfect. You can see actually getting a fair bit of work done here onto Rascal. But now, I mean, as soon as you start getting chased down, it doesn't really stop as the Boomerang Blade is going to go slightly wide. 24-23. I think that the matchup scoreline actually recently just changed, as here we've got a bit of a change in the bottom lane as well, as Teddy down to 300 health. Pleta now picking up the aggro from the 2 KT members. And remember, there is one side of this that has sustain and one side that doesn't.
Mana sustainability.
Well, Rascal has hit Mega Gnar. Pyosik going to move on up here as he does manage to get at least the slowdown. Q going to connect as the flash he was trying to predict, and it does not work. As Perfect just looks a little bit silly. Both of them are going to flash though and look for these back timers, so no harm, no foul. Still, probably would have liked to have held on to that one.
The great debate about which one of these scaling picks is better is Sponge unaware that Deft is very nearby.
Yeah, the Q going to land there as Pyosik also steals away the Gromp. And his pocket center going to be able to get something done as now Perfect. Successful shots. As that is a flash in from Deft. All right, as the Shockwave. And Yahoo, I mean, it's brute force, but that is first blood for BDD.
Yep, he doesn't have 2 charges of flash, and Deft is just making that roam. And they are being so successful at it, and that's why this Camille is so great for this draft. It's not like Perfect is getting kills. It's Pleta.
Oh dear, yeah, the wall is going to come on through there, but the snare is going to land as well. Sponge gets amongst it though, as Pleta going down extraordinarily low. Deft now finds himself in front of 3 people. Teddy's on fire as a Blacksmith is after him, and now Sponge is going to be taken down. It was a fight in so many different parts, and I feel like we missed a lot of the important bits, but Pleta's the last man standing, and Teddy is still there as well.
Doesn't have flash.
Well, clear. Is going to get a bit mad. Call of the Forge God up and available though, as the snare is going to go wide. Sponge moves in. He's only level 5, but Pyosik's half health, and there is a turret. And so,
and he might be way too far up this lane as there's no vision here. There's vision in the pit, as I think he's realizing.
Well, there is a mom, and now Beryl going to get that knockup. Remember, Teddy, no flash up and available. That's a great little dash into the wall from Beryl. Gets the knockup, and oh my goodness. Okay, it's now 4-0 for KT. They'll take some more bubs as well. That could be 6. Never mind. It'll be 5 if they are able to actually get some of these. But instead, Sponge going to grab a couple.
Hope for DRX is maybe they can get something on a perfect here. He has Hextech Ultimate and Flash though.
That does make it quite difficult, but it is just going to be the wallop landing, and now gets the physical shield as well. Oh, the drill is going to land, and now Perfect tries to get out, but the wind becomes fire, and now BDD. Oh dear, he's running real quickly, looking to try and catch up to them. Does he have another dissonance? No, and he's going to get slowed down by the Boomerang
in this one. And if he gets Hextech Ultimate, he's dead. And that's the end of the fight.
He's not only an ult button though, because he's also a stacking button.
True, I mean, he can stack a little bit.
As Weaver's Wall is going to block Pyosik, who's now just going to head towards the top lane. Sponge, possibly going to get knocked up, but no, he actually isn't. As Pyosik was thinking about trying to do a bit of a roundabout maneuver, but that's not going to work. Perfect is going to be able to take down this outer turret on the bottom side of the map though, as the Rift Herald was very distracting.
Yeah, Pyosik maybe for a steal attempt.
All right, Q going to go completely wide there as we've got a teleport coming in. Beryl wanting to get in on this action as there is a Camille coming down as well. The ramp, oh my god, there was another at some point, but he's gone now.
And they're just continuing to skirmish with the Senna. Fear of Shojin will help him stack a little bit faster as Rascal may be in trouble.
Yeah, another hookshot going to come down there as Perfect just uses it to close the gap. There is the disengage from the Hextech Ultimatum as Seismic Shove is going to miss. And now Sponge thinks he may have found Perfect, but it's actually Teddy that locks him down. Mom gets mad.
+1 stack.
And that is a second kill for DRX, and it's on exactly the right champion. Now, Sponge going in. The Seismic Shove is too good, and instantly they both blow up, and there's the KT we're used to seeing. Deft, that's a creative way of getting out of there, and he will be safe, at least for the moment, as Hook going to connect onto Beryl, and it looks like DRX want to go for Baron. This is going to be the recipe for Game 3 that DRX were looking for. So far, things looking better than the first game as Hextech Ultimatum comes on down. Teleport in from Beryl as well as he joins. They do manage to get the ram over as Perfect is just dead. Beryl's going to have to flash to get himself out of the way as now BDD and Pyoshik in position to try and help out as Teddy. Oh, the three-man shockwave is gigantic from BDD as they round the corner, but Teddy still at full health. He's sneezing all over them. And KT not going to be able to get rid of DRX that easily still. They managed to take down Pletter and trade for Perfect.
Was very worried for KT that we were going to see another situation that we just saw bottom side come to pass once more.
Oh, okay. Well, Yehu is taking a lot of damage. Does have to flash to get out of the way. The Sonic Wave is... Oh, Wind becomes Lightning. That could have almost got Sponge in there, but instead he's going to be flashing to get himself out of the way as that back is not going... Teddy? Teddy is in a little bit of trouble, but so is Deft. BDD, can you actually find it? The clockwork wind-up's not enough! And Teddy is going to be able to walk out of this one. Perfect is now walking the wrong direction as he wants to make sure that he saves his teammates instead of just killing the low-health Smolder. And in fact, he's just not able to do either of those things as Beryl does go down. And Perfect just wants to kill someone, but he's just not going to be able to do anything. So he teleports in to die. Look for too much more. Unless they're going to go for this Baron. So they have started it off. Vision available for KT towards the back of the pit. As Q going to connect there. Rascal taking a fair bit of damage, but he's got Mega Narc coming on in soon. So he needs to be respected. Weaver's Wall comes down. And now Beryl looking for some opportunities. The Shockwave does absolutely nothing, though, as they peel away from the Baron.
Beryl still has ultimate, and they are all stacked up, so they just have to run away. There's no way they can actually fight this anymore. The Narbar has expired.
Deft taking some damage as well. BDD, like you say, off to the side, wants a big shockwave. As there is the Weaver's Wall. The kickback does come on through, but Mom gets angry, and down goes the Lee Sin. That means that the Drake is going to be secured, and the Senna just explodes, pops like a balloon. Another great shockwave, but it's too little, and it's definitely too late. Teddy once again limps away from the fight, but he gets everything that he wants. And it's feeling so much more like a 3-game series here. As Perfect is getting thrown around like a ragdoll. Nice little hook shot there. And he decides he wants to opt back into the fight. He's got a GA. And it's really sad that he has to say goodbye to it right here as Pletter moves on in. Rascal, he gets to Mininar, and that means that he can chase him down, even able to utilize his Super Mario Brothers skills as he gets the hop.
Push down these turrets. Here's Yehu's wall.
Yeah, the Weaver's Wall has just been so valuable at locking down these positions as there's the knock-up onto Teddy. The Shockwave comes in. The Zhonya's comes on through, but he's so incredibly low, and there is the kill. So that is so much damage now missing. Q going to connect. There is another knock-up from Beryl, who's just taking matters into his own hands. And now the Hextech Ultimatum into the backline. Yehu gonna be taken out as well. Beryl, another one. Not gonna quite find the stun there, but Rascal is the only one left alive. And yeah, I guess we doubted KT before, and maybe that gave them superpowers.
And it's going to be 2 TPs to top to try to push down this inhibitor so they can get double inhibs off the play, especially if Rascal gets stagger death here. He's not going to be up for a while.
He is kiting pretty impressively at this point in time as, yeah, that Piercing Darkness not quite going to do it. Flapping towards Perfect. This is dangerous. They are looking for the Camille. That's all they really want to lock down, but now he's able to get that flash over. Pletter is going to be able to lock him up. The Drake is secured by Beryl, so there is the Soul, but now they're looking to try and get on top of the Nautilus. It's not exactly the priority target, but that is so much work being done. The GA now going to get procced as Beryl is really actually just trying to win this game by himself. It's not enough though, because the GA comes in and the Zhonya's is going to be there. and now it's just the bottom lane against the world for KT.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough to defend this. Teleport coming through. This is an open inhibitor here, and they have a pretty big wave coming through. Teddy TP's back. Let's see what Barrel can get done.
Bar is just massive.
Deft has GA.
Yeah, not able to quite get a knock up here though. As you can see, Rascal just kiting Deft around. The first Nexus turret is going to fall as now GA going to be procced here, and the Elder Drake that is the Smolder is just burning through Barrel's massive health bar. And Teddy, he's got all of his health completely back. And Sponge, he can tank up the turret for as long as he likes. We're going to 3 games, ladies and gentlemen. DRX even out the series.
Who was the best performing KT player in this game, but it wasn't enough for KT to get back into the game. And you could see right around when the first Rascal absorption of the pressure came in and KT overextended, and the teleport flank, you can see the gold lead just kind of spikes up a few times there. And KT